Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, February 24th at 5:30 p.m. We are just outside the THR race shop here in Southern Oregon. The sun is setting right ahead of me. I don't know if it's like this where any of you guys are from, but Southern Oregon has been tripping me out lately. About a month ago, it snowed and it felt like there was nothing we could do. I mean, we literally had like a foot of snow everywhere. And then for like 3 weeks out of nowhere, it was hot and warm and you could almost get away with like wearing shorts. And now we're back to freezing temperatures. So we're definitely going to be turning the heat on in the shop, but in today's video, we are going to be talking about the sprint car. I know quite a few of my videos are here for sprint car racing. I totally understand that. During the winter time, we obviously aren't doing that. We've been running our outlaw carts through Northern California and Southern Oregon. Just trying to keep my skills sharp, stay behind the wheel. I love racing and like outlaw carts are my roots and I have so many connections there and friends, so I enjoy doing that. It also provides some content during these months where things are a little bit slower. So we haven't been talking about the sprint car at all lately, but trust me, things have still been going on behind the scenes. We've been working hard to get cars built, get our situation, our schedule together, which that will be coming out very soon, I promise. But that's going to be the topic of conversation in today's video. I'm going to head on inside to the race shop, show you guys all the progress we've been making, and talk a little bit about what this season coming up looks like. Check this all out. All the work that my dad, myself, and Carly have been up to lately. Our workbench is even semi-clean here, and we have another car sitting over on this side of the shop. Dad, how has the off-season been lately?
Just busy. Just plugging along.
And that is correct. Now, like I said, you guys are just seeing all sorts of equipment here. So just to give you a quick rundown on everything, this is our new car for this season. Brand new frame, 0 races on it, but most of the components came off the car that we ended last year with. And these two cars are Carly's, which are both race cars that were in our program last season. This one right here is specifically the one she ran in her limited and got that first victory with. And then this car you saw over here is the one that we had upstairs and was our backup car for the season last year when we went to the Midwest or wherever we traveled. And honestly, we've made a ton of progress. At one point, 2 of these cars in here were literally bare frames. And the nice part is, you know, like I mentioned, this is a new frame here, but with used components, and then if you have a used frame with used components that's been together before, they actually go together fairly quickly. It's when everything is brand spanking new that sometimes it takes extra time and just fitting it together and trying to get the whole race car to be a race car. Also, the whole shop is just cleaner. As I said, we now have some rugs. Everything just looks really neat. Got some shelves. We moved some stuff out of here. It just looks a lot more like a race shop, and we're able to move around and walk around to do our job. And we still have a lot of work and progress to go as we're still going to continue to rearrange and organize everything. But like I said, that is just a quick update as far as what our equipment looks like. These things are by no means completely ready to race, so we're going to continue working this afternoon, and pretty much our schedule has just been, you know, do our day, and then, you know, about 5 p.m. rolls around, we try to spend at least a couple hours in the shop and just continue to do our to-do list to get closer to our racing season. As of right now, though, it looks like our first race is going to be at the end of March or first weekend of April, and then from there, we're going to pretty much try to continue try to race every single Friday or Saturday, or try to at least hit the track once each weekend. So here is a perfect example of a task I would have to do here in the garage. We just had some parts come in from KPC. In this case, it was a spare set of rear arms. So they needed to be built so they were race ready when they were sitting in our trailer for, you know, when that case rolls around that we are going to need them. So I got them built to the correct measurement. And then also after I did that, I had to finish building this drag link so I could put it on the car sitting over there next to the mule. So we got the drag link on the car. I also got a set of rear arms built, which, since these things are brand new, they are absolutely beautiful. And I'm not gonna lie, my favorite part about the off season is seeing all the new technology and the new equipment that is being built. You know, the World of Outlaw teams like Casey Kane or Roth or, you know, Donnie Schatz's crew, you know, they'll post these pictures of what their shops look like and all the cars and all the new equipment and all the shiny stuff. It may be super expensive, but once the cars are built, they just look so cool. And then we take these things out on the racetrack and they just get absolutely beat up. One thing I wasn't sure if I told you guys about, but my body this year, instead of fiberglass, is actually carbon fiber. And I got the rest of our body panels over here on our pool table. And I've never had carbon fiber on my sprint car before, and I already see, you know, why so many people, you know, spend a little bit extra to get it. It's just so nice, and you can tell that it definitely holds up more to the rocks and the rough racetracks, where fiberglass, I mean, pretty much, you know, if you run, you know, if you were to run a full season on a body, you know, it's pretty much destroyed by the end of it, and it's just so worn down, it's really hard to run again. This car, though, is super close to being complete. I just got to do the dash, we got to do the fuel tank, and all of the nerfs. And then both of these cars, we got to figure out the dashes as well, and then which one we're going to put a seat in. And then this car over here on the other side of the shop, we just need to drop an engine in it, drop a seat in it, and honestly, this thing could be on track very quickly. So everything is definitely not looking too bad. As I mentioned, between the three of us, my dad, Carly, and myself, we have just been working to get everything in order. I know last season I put a lot more time into making videos during the off season, where this year we just kind of ran the outlaw kart stuff and didn't make as much content in the shop. And a lot of that is me just trying to be as efficient as possible. I do not want to be distracted when I'm working on these race cars. I mean, it is so important that everything gets done properly. If I make mistakes in here, or my dad makes mistakes in here, or Carly makes mistakes in here, then that is going to show on track, and we're going to have a less chance at being as successful as we want to. So we definitely all got to work together, because we are all in this together. The last thing I do want to talk about is just what our plan is looking like as far as how many races we are trying to run. I did mention that literally starting in April, we're going to try to run every single weekend. So here's my idea and what I'm shooting for. Start early in April, and pretty much these first 3 months, being April, May, and June, we're going to be all along the West Coast. Mainly in California to start, and then once the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon and Washington, at the end of April, beginning of May, they have a couple of races. We're going to hit those. Then in May, we also have a weekend that we're going to be spending in California. And then at the end of May, the 410 KWS NARC series starts working its way to the Northwest. So we have some races we're going to run there. Dirt Cup is coming up, so we're going to be running Dirt Cup in June. And just to be honest, and I hate to say it because so many people are going to be disappointed, but it does not look like we are going to be able to get back to Ohio in 2022. I would love to. I really want to go back to Ohio Speed Week. It kills me that we can't make it happen this year, but it just doesn't make as much sense. You know, part of why we went out to Ohio last year is because we wanted to run 410 shows, and there wasn't as many of those on the West Coast. But this year, Peter Murphy with Skagit, with KWS, you know, what they're doing, there is a lot more shows we can run, and the amount of races we would gain going out to the Midwest and running Ohio Speed Week, it wouldn't be much of a gain. We have a lot of races out here at places we never ever have got the chance to run a 410 before. I'm talking Cottage Grove, Southern Oregon Speedway, Willamette. We ran Grace Harbor with the Outlaws, but they have a couple of races on the schedule, and then of course Skagit. So to get to run places that we're familiar with in a 410 against pretty good competition, where I think they're expecting, you know, 20 to 30 cars each night, that's such a golden opportunity, and it's literally right here in our backyard. So if you are in the Midwest, I do apologize for that, but then once we hit July, we do plan on traveling out east. There's a lot of tracks that we're trying to get on our schedule, places we've been before, places we haven't, and then of course Knoxville. The plan is to return to Knoxville this year, and the plan is to try to run every single event between 360 and 410 Nationals. And of course, like I said, here in about a week or two, I'll have our full schedule out, which will confirm pretty much every place that we're trying to run, but that's a little bit of an idea. And then after Knoxville, the Outlaws come back out this way for the West Coast Swing, which we ran part of last year, so we're going to try to run the whole West Coast Swing in 2022, finish off with a couple big events down south, and that will conclude a pretty big schedule. I think roughly anywhere from 45 to 55 races. And that's not even including what we're going to try to do with Carly, which is where things get a little bit messy, because obviously we're both going to be trying to race throughout the year. But before we get into all of that, I got to finish up my Outlaw Kart obligations with the factory QRC team these next 4 weeks. So finish off Red Bluff, and then literally we'll be right into the sprint car stuff. So I'm excited. I think this could possibly be our year. We're already off to a good start in the Outlaw Kart. If we can transition that into the 360 and 410 sprint car, this could be, like I said, it could just be my year and one of the best I've ever had racing. So looking forward to it. We're going to keep working hard in the shop, at the track, on the YouTube channel, put the whole package together for you guys, and have some fun and bring you along with us for this journey. See you guys all in the next one. We are back at the Red Bluff Outlaws this Saturday for the Vern Wheeler Senior Memorial and competing for $2,100. Peace.